Hello, Assalamualaikum. Good morning. Send announcement. Okay, we wait for a little while. Welcome, welcome. If you guys can hear me, hope that you can write the comments just to be sure whether my voice is clear enough for you to hear. Thank you for your response. Alhamdulillah. Thank you. Waalaikumsalam. So maybe within a few minutes. Sekarang untuk jam saya is 10:32. So hopefully dalam 10:40 atau 10:40 kita start nah. Okay, thank you. For those who just join in, hopefully you can write something at the chat area, kan? Bagi semangat, bagi semangat, bagi semangat. So hope that you can share this link, kan, to your friends ke, family ke, so sama-sama kita boleh share sesi perkongsian untuk pagi ini. Taman-taman syurga ni, insya-Allah. Alright, very good. This is my first time going live on YouTube, so insyaAllah. Kalau ini berjaya, insyaAllah we can do more and more sessions like this, so that we can all share all the knowledge yang kita ada ni. Ya Allah, bagi kat kita ni, kita share pada orang. More people, to more people. Okay? If you were to have any questions, please, you can just always put it in the comment area. Okay? I've also put up a special offer for those who would like to join a session, okay? Based on the sharing that I'm about to do today. All right. I think at sharp 10:45, I think we can begin. Yeah. So I can see that people are still waiting to come in. Malam lah, hari Ahad kan. So you give them a little bit of time. Bukan apa, I takut nanti kan apa kita share tu kan terlepas pandang. But we can't wait too long. I understand. So thank you for your patience. Okay. We're gonna begin shortly. So while waiting, if you don't mind, for those who have not subscribed to the page, to the YouTube channel, inshallah boleh klik, because I'm in the mood of creating a lot of videos lately, kan, sharing sessions, kan, myself and among my friends, my fellow trainers, kan, kita buat this Seafood Time YouTube channel. It's like a fountain of knowledge, a fountain of knowledge, telaga untuk menuntut ilmu. Yes, people are responding elsewhere. Tapi belum masuk kat sini lagi. Then we begin. 5 more minutes. Okay, ready to go? Hey, Assalamualaikum. Selamat pagi semua. Thanks for joining my session of Making Sense with Excel. My name is Saiful Rizal bin Lamid. I'm a Microsoft Office trainer. I'm also a speaker for product of Microsoft. So as for today, what I'm going to do is I am going to share a session about making sense with Excel by understanding the logic behind the usage of formulas and functions. Okay? So due to the overwhelming session that I had earlier, actually this is the second preview. The first preview I made was by using Zoom. Yeah, so it exceeds the limit that I can't invite too many people. So due to that, I think it'd be fair if I were to have another session. Hopefully, I can keep this one as a record and also share this session with others. Yeah. So since my advertisement is in two languages, in English and also in Bahasa Melayu, so I am going to have a mixture of the two while showing or sharing you with during this session. And towards the end of the session, hopefully, inshallah, I'll be offering you or sharing with you the opportunity for you to also learn all the tricks that I'm about to share in this session. So, apa benda yang saya buat dalam sesi ini? Kita akan buat sedikit perkongsian. So, melalui perkongsian itu, you ada peluang untuk sama-sama ambil peluang untuk belajar. Yeah? Okay. Let me share sekejap. Okay, I share the screen. Okay. So let me share my Excel. All right. So kali ini yang saya nak cuba kongsikan dalam sesi kita. Sekarang boleh nampak Saiful kan? Sama kan? Sama kan dalam gambar tu? The same person. So the area that I am going to share with you today is on group, conditional formatting, data validation, filter, format as table, advanced filter, sort, and also pivot. Yeah. So without further ado, jom kita start. So why do I choose all this? The reason for all this is coming back or boils back to the question of why. Kenapa? Why do you have to use group? Why do you have to use conditional formatting, data validation, filter, format as table, advanced filter, sort, and also pivot? Because based on my experience, years of experience doing training, sometimes when we share certain things or features in Excel, when we ask them, why do you use that function? Kenapa you kena guna features atau function begitu? Dia kata, I got from someone. My colleagues taught me. Then I've been practicing it or using all the while to make reports that I need to present to my boss. When you ask them, why do you have to do? Oh no, somehow or other, my friend said that the only practice that we do. See, there must be some sense why you have to use those functions. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to set at team 1. This is the first database. Yeah. So what you need to do about Excel is that before you work with Excel, if possible, please follow this one simple rule. Apa dia? No blank rows, no blank columns. No blank rows, no blank columns. And if possible, please do not merge all your title header. Title dekat atas tu jangan merge. And another thing, tolong jangan letak decimal point lah, which is this one. Ini. This part, this decrease decimal, please don't, try not to use it. Okay, because based on my experience, I've seen a lot of people, they struggle, or should I say suffer, whenever they try to have the value that they wanted. See, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So for that case, they will get a calculator to compare or check whether the values are correct or not. See, so when I study or try to find the source of it, then I notice one of the biggest reason why people have to use a calculator whenever they work with Excel is because of that feature. So tolong hati-hati lah. Okay, so sebelum saya cerita tentang group, nah saya nak cerita pasal ni dulu. Tengok if I were to be asked how many types are there at region, I would say Northern, Central, Southern, Western, Eastern should be 5 lah kot. Should be 5 in this list. But is it really 5? That's a question, a big question mark. So that is why whenever I go and do my so-called face-to-face training, I always tell my participants that please check your database before you start working with it. Kenapa dia sangat penting? Tengoklah. See this? This is a problem. This is a problem. Now, as you can see, there are 2 central, there are few eastern, northern, southern, and western. Tak ada masalah kan? So the thing is, Excel somehow or other find that there are some mistakes in those columns, in that particular range. So how do we identify that? Because we know very well, if you would find any form of error in any of the cell, whatever analysis, whatever calculation, whatever value that you are trying to find, berkemungkinan salah. Could be wrong. So before you work with Excel, please rectify the problem, solve the problem, make sure that all your data are correct. Then only you start working with the functions. Make sense? So how to identify? So before I show you on how to identify, let me share you a function, and from that function, we'll try to use that advantage to find the error in the list. So the features that I'm going to share with you is this one. See, I'm having this database, I'm selecting this database, I'm going to set the conditional formatting, and from conditional formatting, I'm going to use a function called color scales. It's much easier to use, kan? And it's very straightforward. So if I were to go and hover dekat atas semua icon ni, as you can see, this siap tukar color dekat belakang. So let's say if I were to select this one, it's a little red, and also yellow, and also green. So if I were to select that, means if the value is big and it's getting bigger, the more red it will become. If it is less, it's going to be less and more greener. And or somewhere in between, it's going to be yellow. So this is a very useful feature where you can share this with your boss. You can share this with your boss. Kan? So from here, dia boleh check whether, oh, yang ini, is it in a critical situation or in good. For instance, let's say if I were to select this one, this value, this rate could be, in this case, the bigger the value, the more it becomes. So as an example, we will say, if there's a lot more debt that people haven't paid the company, for instance, if it is a university, for instance, if the more students have not paid their fee, belum bayar lagi hutang, belum bayar yuran, based on months, for instance, then the boss would see more red, more orange in the list rather than green. So this is quite useful for finance department. And again, if I were to go here and select that again, then I go to conditional formatting, then I select this one instead, the green, and then yellow, and also red. Means the bigger the value, the more greener it becomes. So if I were to select that now, so this is quite useful, for instance, for the salespeople. Means if the sales managers were to select more green rather than red, then they are meeting their target. They are achieving their target. So this is good. This is a good example. Then come back to this one. Some people might say, based on my experience doing teaching, there are comments saying that, oh, my boss is not really into Excel. So whatever report that I need to present to my boss, it must be in paper format, printed format. I said, oh no. See, during this PKP, everybody is working from home, even the boss still a bit scary to go to work. Try to avoid that, try to be safe. Then why not learn a little bit on Excel? Some simple tricks on Excel. Now that could be very, very useful. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I am going to select this one, data bar. See that? Wow. Not just that, I'm going to put a traffic light as well. Means I can put multiple rows in one cell. That's a lot of things that you can do. Now, it's not about making the template looks colorful. Now, the same template looks much more meaningful. Tell the boss that. That's the word that you should use. That's how you sell. Yeah. So from here, the boss can do a lot of things. So this is conditional formatting. Now, how am I going to take the advantage of using this conditional formatting to identify errors in my database? So what I'm going to do is, so kita jumpa dekat region tadi kita ada errors kan? So I'm going to select that again. Then I am going to go to conditional formatting, and then I select duplicates value. So when I do that, Excel identify, oh, ada yang hijau, ada yang pink, ada yang tak ada color. No, basically, the person understand that, all right, means this could be wrong. But imagine if you were to have thousands of rows of data. You're not going to scroll each and every one of that to find whether they got problem or not. Rather than looking at the pink part. So what I'm going to do now is, I am going to swap the technique. So before I do that, I'm going to make a few more mistakes. So these are the common mistakes. Letak space bar, kan? So who made all these kind of mistakes? Those who key in data. That's the data entry work. These are the people. Bahaya ni. So I'm going to select that again. I'm going to select conditional formatting. Let me clear this first. Clear that selected area. Then go back here. Now, from the same area, from duplicate, I am selecting unique. Sebelah IP kat atas, you nampak tak? Ada yang pink tu? Yang pink tu yang ada problem. So what I'm going to do now is, I would like to collaborate an Excel function with another Excel function. So what are the things or functions that can collaborate with conditional formatting? It's filter. So let me show you or share with you some of the basic technique on how to create filter. Now, the fastest way on how you can create filter. See, when you don't have any blank rows, you don't have any blank columns, you don't have to bother. Because why? Because when you select at a single cell, satu cell je, then you go to data, you go to filter, done. See, I've seen this habit where people like to put a blank columns in between. Kan? Few columns, 4, 5 columns, then blank, few 5 columns, then blank, you know. When we ask them, why do you do that? They say, oh, supaya nampak cantik. No, it's not about cantik. Dia akan menyusahkan orang. So please, please, please avoid having blank columns. See, even Excel doesn't do that. You confuse Excel. In fact, if you were to have a blank columns elsewhere in your database, see, what's going to happen is you're going to lose a lot of functionality. There's a lot of functions that will not be available for you to use or even others to use. So try to avoid. So from here, what you can do is, see, with this conditional, I know that you have used filter before, for some of you, so you can just select. You know that this can be done. You can filter that, no problem. But that is not the reason why I want to share this filter in this session. It is actually because of this. Because now, since 2007, you can already filter by color. You can already filter by color. So when you can filter by color, by right, you can always find that features as well. To filter a lot of things. So that's one of it. Okay, let me show you another way on how to identify error in your database. So I'm going to select this again. Okay, I'll already set up this area. You nampak dekat sini ada region. So please make sure that all the regions are correctly typed. Tolong type betul-betul. Even though it will take you like 1 week to type all 5, please do so. Jangan buat mistake. This is very important. So what you need to know is, once you have that, we can go to data. That's a function called data validation. And from data validation, you can use a function called list. And then from this list, you can select that source. And from that source, once I press OK, now look. See, these are the areas that consist error. So what I'm going to do now is, from here, I'm going to select that circle, invalid data, and see what happened. Apa tu? Circle here and there. So what you need to do now is solve that problem. Oops. Once that is done, you can circle that again, and then you can check. Got one more left. So kita pun select dekat situ, then try that again. Done. So as you can see, by right now, at the region column, there's no more error. Okay, so this is about filter and how filter is now able to collaborate well with conditional formatting. So sana tambah lagi. So what else can you do with this one? See, there are some limitations about this filter that people might not be aware of. Okay? So I'm going to share two forms of errors. One of it is you cannot have more than one filtered database. Filter alone. You cannot have one filtered database in one worksheet at one time. You cannot have that. So what you need to do is, you need to use a functions that consists of filter, because filter is a part of that function. What is that function called? It is called format as table. So how do you create that format as table? See, the same rules apply. Tak ada blank row, tak ada blank column. What you need to do is select one cell. Once that is done, you go to home, see this one, select. So when you do that, you have this. and you have filter. So this is quite big for me to share. So I'm not going to do it here. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to find database that is a bit smaller, which is this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this and paste it down here. Saya akan paste dekat bawah ni. So I'm going to do that process again. Okay, now again, select one cell because there's no blank row, no blank column. Then I go to select format as table, select that. See, Excel will automatically detect the size of the database. So when I press OK, this is the first database. So I'm going to repeat that process again. I'm going to select the one from the second database. Then I go back to home, then format as table. Let's say this time around, I would like to select the orange one. Ta-da! So this is format table. You have this filter. You can even have your conditional formatting. Look, 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 look. You don't lose anything. In fact, you have more. You have more. What do I mean by more? Look, when I select database, I can still have this, the traffic light. Not just that, at table design, I can even have total row. What is this total row? Now, look at the bottom of this database. When I select that, automatically, the rightmost column will return a value. If the data consists of numbers, then it will automatically sum. If it is a text, then it will count the number of items. Simple, simple. So if you don't like to use sum on this one, what you can do is you can select and set it to average. Not just that, you can even sum it. Then you can even count. And the best part is, look, if I were to filter this, Excel will give me a different set. Now, why does when I select red, then this one change to different color? Means, did I just filter it wrongly? No. You want to know why? It's because of the formula that I still have. See, when I do this, the number keeps on changing. So when I filter, Excel will auto calculate all the formulas in this worksheet. So when that happens, the color changes. But Excel didn't forget the first one, the first rule, where I asked Excel to filter the ones in red. So this might be a bit confusing. So what I'm going to do is I am going to remove the formula. See this? Now it's fixed. So now when I change the color, let's see, I have to select red again. Now it's fixed to that color. The best part is you can even do the same thing here. Okay? So total row, same thing, select that, average, select this, go to sum, whoop, then even count. So if the boss would like to do a comparison between regions, you can just select like so. You can even do multiple filtering and get whatever result from there instantly. This is the reason why this feature, this format is table, is so powerful. But having said that, even filter and even this format as table still having a problem. What is the problem? Now, it's this one. In my class, usually I will tell my participant, okay, why don't you try to filter? Only use filter to filter this result for me. Whereby, try to look for a region with a northern region, which is greater than 700, central less than 200, and as for southern, whatever value. I said, okay. And they are so eager because they know, all right, I can do this and that with format as table. I can do this and that in filter. Then when they try to do this one, sometimes it takes about 5 to 10 minutes before they give up. So see, that's another features, another function in Excel that allows you to get that result. If I don't share this with you, what you're going to do is that you're going to filter northern and set the quantity to greater than 700, then copy this and paste it in a different worksheet. Then you're going to come back to this database and set for central, less than 200, then copy and paste it again. You're going to append it, right? Then you're going to do it for southern as well. Get it in one, pause the report. Well, if you think about it, it will take a while. Memanglah, ambil masa sikit. But do you get the job done? Yes. But what if that masa sikit could be like 15 minutes or half an hour maybe, if you were to have more rules? Then what if you were to compare that with just a few seconds? So this is how we are going to do it. I am going to use a function called advanced filter. See how fast this can be done. Ready? Few seconds. Ready? Select one database. I will say one cell from the database. Advanced filter. Excel will automatically select that database. Criteria range. Please make sure that every single text is typed correctly. Then select that. Done. It's done. Just like that. It's just like that. Let's enhance that a little bit. Instead of copy and paste it in a different worksheet, I am going to straight away get the result in a new worksheet. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to select from team 2 a new worksheet. I am going to paste. Oh, was it here just now? Oh, it's here. Oh, sorry, it's team 3. So I'm going to copy this and place it here. I'm going to extract this from the master database. So I'm going to select advanced from now. See, it doesn't select anything because there's no database there, right? So what you need to do is you have to go here, select that database. Since you don't have any blank rows, no blank column, just press Control A. Simple. Then we go to criteria range, select that, then only you go to copy to another location. Copy to. Ready? 1, 2, 3, done. Just like that. Let's see, I would like to I would like to sort this one. I would like to sort this data. See, the advantage of you not having any blank rows or any blank columns, you have the privilege of doing it like this. Look, ready? Do not blink. Do not blink. Blink, hilang. Ready? 1, 2, 3, done. You just need to select one cell and you can straight away press sort. Okay, then let's come back to this database. Let me clear this. If you need to create a pivot table, see that? Job done. And from here, what you need to do is just drag and look for whatever value that you want. This one is just a sneak preview. I'm going to tell you more detail about this and also on how to create a simple dashboard just by using a pivot table. So because I am sharing a lot of tricks and features of Excel with you, yes, you have to understand we don't have that much of a time. No worries. Okay, so that's about pivot table. And from pivot table, you can have what? You can have even pivot chart. And just like that, done. You can format the chart any way you want, any form you want. You can use any layout you want. And whatever changes made will straight away reflects the result. Either way, from the chart or even from the data. Your choice. Next, let me change this one to format as table again. Oh, nah, that's too easy. Let's come back to conditional formatting and see what is the feature that can also work with a conditional formatting. Apart from filter, I'm going to share you one last trick. So it is very important for you to make sure that all your data are aligned in the same sequence, especially when it comes to the title. Please make sure that everything for this one, it is all in the same order. Unlike this one, it is not. See, if I were to zoom out, zoom in, you can see some from row 2, this one is from row 7, and then this one is from row 3. Some people, they just like to copy and paste. And let's say if the boss would like to say, Saiful, can you put one title for all the worksheets? Number one. And secondly, can you please make sure, since I like this conditional formatting so much, can you apply it to all the worksheets? Imagine me needs to do that and set the one up for every single worksheet. It will take hours or some, maybe even days, right? Because why? Some people, if they don't know how to work properly with Excel, what they do is they're going to do it manually, which will obviously take a lot of time. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to group it. How do we group worksheets? So let's say we have team 1, team 2, and team 3. Why it is very important for us to make sure that everything is in the same sequence, same order. Now, let me group this first without me adjusting the sequence. So I'm going to select that. See that group? So if I want to put here title, I will put progress report. Right, so I can even merge this if I want. Bold it if I want. I can put in color if I want. Then when I ungroup worksheet, as you can see, now the same title is now available in all the worksheets. But it doesn't looks nice because you see, because it's not the same for all the worksheets. It's not the same for all the worksheets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo that. Let's work with the conditional formatting. So what I'm going to do is there's no conditional formatting here. There's no conditional formatting for this one as well. Okay. I'm going to select that again. Right. So from here, I am going to select the whole database, this area. Then I'm going to select this one. And across worksheet, all, I press OK. Once that is done, I am going to ungroup and see what happened. This is the first one. The second one, but look, where's the title? It's gone. Look at team 3. It's even worse. So it is not being set up properly because of the sequence that we set up. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo that. So I'm going to collaborate all these features into one, but before I do that, I'm going to delete this. And please make sure that everything's are in the same order. Same order. This is 2. I'm going to add one row there. Oh, sorry, another row there. Oh, sorry, insert, and then insert again, and delete this one. So now 2 rows each. 2 rows each. Oops. One more row here. Okay. Now it should work. Ready? Again, select that team 1, press shift, select up to team 3. Then I am going to insert 2 more rows. So I'm just going to up the game adding more rows. See what happened. Again, I'm going to type progress report. Merge it if you want. And then I'm going to select that area, the whole database. And from there, I am going to select this one and select across worksheet. Ready? All okay. And let's see what happened. When I ungroup, tengok, team 1 with the title, with the conditional formatting, and look at team 2 and look at team 3. So now all our worksheets have the same format, same setting. Just imagine if you were to have like 20 or even 30 worksheets. Your job will be done just within minutes. How about that? Okay, I'm going to go back to this screen. I'm going to unshare my PowerPoint, and that's me again. I'm going to share my PowerPoint. All right. So hopefully by now you know why those functions are being used in your work. All those functions being used in your work. In order for you to know more, so I would recommend for you to attend a much proper class so that you can learn all these things in depth. So I'm setting up a class, a session. Okay. On the 30th of May, it is on a Saturday. It's not about the price. It's about the knowledge that we are going to learn together. So it's just 70 ringgit per pax. What you can do is you can always text me. There's a number at the bottom of the screen there. So as for the first session, I'm going to cover on filter, format table. We have advanced filter, conditional formatting, data validation, and also pivot table. And the special recipe for the simple dashboard design. So if you'd like to know more about functions, this is the course that you can sit in. Or if you are up to the second session, where we learn more about formulas, on how to play with formulas. Not just play with formulas, it's more like how to create and also control formulas. This is for the second session, where you learn about counter if, sum if, every if. So by having this, right, you can no longer need to use a filter, and your job is now automatic. You don't have to filter anymore. I'm going to add the count if, sum ifs, and also average ifs to it. We're going to learn about subtotal. There are two types of subtotal, the subtotal function and subtotal formula. Let's see how those two types will give you the same result, but with two different rules. And about if, one of the most popular, VLOOKUP. Yes, it is also 70 ringgit. I'm going to have that class after, no, is it during Raya? During Raya, it's on the 6th of June 2020. It's going to be just 3 hours, 9 to 12. However, if you are interested or you know anyone who are interested to learn about Excel, about all the things that I'm sharing, you can always go to the third option, where you can look for a combo with a much cheaper price, but please, if you will have volume, it'll be much better. It's going to be fun. That's my trademark. I'll make sure that all of you learn Excel in a fun way. So this video will be available in this YouTube channel. You can always come here and can always register before the day the class starts. Whoever that you invite will get the same price. Okay? And oh yeah, by the way, since you are at this channel, hopefully you can help me by supporting me by clicking that subscribe button. That's my motivation to create more videos about all kinds of things. Okay? Knowledge in particular, you'll be notified, but that is from the video. But if you like to have like a first-hand experience with me, then by all means, please enroll for the session. And to that, I would like to end today's session of Making Sense with Excel, the second preview on YouTube. This is my first time actually, so I'm a bit nervous, so bear with me. To that, I would say terima kasih, assalamualaikum, and also selamat hari raya. Thank you. We are going to have a session with Sifu at Sifu Time Facebook page on Thursday at 10. The topic will be infographics. So if you're free or set a reminder, I'm going to share with a lot of I'm going to share a lot of tricks with my fellow trainers on that day. So thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.